to the gentle ledger. Today is Thursday, February 19th, 2026, in U.S. market time. The mood felt a bit like a group chat that's gone quiet. Everyone's still present, but typing more slowly than usual. Now, let's turn softly to the U.S. indexes. The Dow Jones Industrial Average closed at 49,395.16, down 0.54%, a decline of 267 points that felt more deliberate than dramatic. The S&P 500 finished at 6,861.90, lower by 0.28%, easing back after a short stretch of gains. The Nasdaq Composite settled at 22,682.73, down 0.31%, as large-cap technology shares softened into the close. The Russell 2000, often the quieter observer in the room, managed to rise 0.20%, ending at 2,665.09, a small but notable contrast to the broader market tone. The selling did not feel panicked, it felt measured, a step back rather than a stumble, gently moving into the corporate highlights. In large-cap technology, Microsoft slipped 0.9%, while Alphabet declined 1.2%, both reflecting a mild cooling in AI-driven enthusiasm. Nvidia, which has carried so much of the market's momentum narrative, fell 1.5%, not a collapse, but a reminder that expectations remain elevated. In consumer and retail, Walmart declined 1.4% despite solid quarterly results, as investors focused instead on cautious forward guidance. Booking Holdings fell 6.1%, one of the session's sharper moves, as commentary around AI-driven travel competition introduced a new layer of uncertainty. Within industrials, Deere & Company rose 11.6% after delivering stronger than expected earnings and lifting its outlook, a decisive move that stood out against the broader market softness. In energy, Occidental Petroleum climbed 9.4%, lifted by strengthening crude prices. Chevron added 2.3% following the same current. In financials, Apollo Global Management fell 4.8%, and Ares Management declined 4.5% as credit sensitivity returned to the conversation. Healthcare was quieter, though United Health eased 0.7% in sympathy with broader risk-off positioning. There was also a notable strategic development. IHS Towers agreed to a $6.2 billion acquisition by MTN Group, sending IHS shares modestly higher as the market digested the transaction's implications. The corporate landscape today was not chaotic, it was selective. Some sectors exhaled, others leaned in. Overseas, in Asia and Europe, the mood carried across gently. In Japan, the Nikkei 225 edged down roughly 0.4%, tracking Wall Street's softer tone. Hong Kong's Hang Seng declined about 0.7%, while mainland Chinese markets were slightly weaker as well. South Korea's Kospi slipped around 0.3%, and India's Sensex traded marginally lower, reflecting similar caution. In Europe, the FTSE 100 eased 0.2%. Germany's DAX fell approximately 0.5%. The StoXX 600 declined around 0.4%. None of the moves were abrupt, but together they suggested a synchronized pause, global investors adjusting their posture rather than retreating entirely. In commodities and bonds, the story shifted quietly. WTI crude oil traded near $66.40 per barrel, rising toward a 6-month high. Brent crude hovered around $71.60. Geopolitical tension introduced a modest risk premium, lifting energy equities in tandem. Gold moved higher as well, holding near $5,000 per ounce, steady, reflective, almost patient. The U.S. 10-year Treasury yield eased to approximately 4.08%, drifting slightly lower as investors recalibrated expectations. The bond market did not flash alarm, it simply adjusted. Turning now to the newer corners of finance in crypto land, Bitcoin traded near $66,500, moving within a contained range. Ethereum hovered around $1,950. Digital assets did not separate themselves from broader sentiment today. They moved with it, neither euphoric nor distressed. Crypto, like equities, seemed content to wait for a clearer signal. And so, as we arrive at the end of this market day, the pattern feels familiar. Gains in energy, strength in selective industrials, softness in stretched technology names. A market still standing, but listening carefully. There was no crescendo today, no decisive turn. Just a collective lowering of volume, the financial equivalent of leaning back in one's chair and reconsidering the next move. Thank you for spending these quiet market moments here. Rest well and good night.